Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So here we are with the third part of our series of computer networking. So if you haven't watched all those videos that I've already covered or the topics that I've already covered, then you can just go, you can check out the link that is there in the description box. Just go and watch all those videos because I've covered so many things there. Like what is the basics of computer networks, and then goals of computer networks. Then so many things are there, just check it out there. Okay, then let's start with the networking device. What is a networking device? Okay, so any device, any hardware device that are used to connect computers, printers, fax machines and other electronic devices to a network are called network devices. So like suppose if you want to connect to LANs or if you want to connect to networks, then also what is the thing that you must have seen in like if you have watched that video of topology, I've covered their different type of network topology. Their star topology was there, bus topology was there. So there what we used to do is like we were having so many systems, suppose C1, C2, C3 and C4. If you have watched that video, then you must be knowing that like in the star topology, what we do, we connect the system and it looks like something like this. It is a star topology. So what is the thing that is connecting all these devices? So that specific device, that specific hardware device is known as network device. So we are going to see about all those things. So yeah, these devices transfer data in fast, secure and correct ways over the same or different networks. It can be like in between two LANs or in between LAN and WAN or LAN, WAN, MAN. Okay, if you are knowing what are these, then you must be understanding like how to connect to networks. Okay, so coming to the first networking device that we are going to see about, it is modem. Okay, so this is one of the basic device that you must be seeing in day-to-day life. Like this is the very common device that is used for network. Okay, the main function of this modem, why it is called modem, the name already describes its function. What it do, it actually work as a modulator and demodulator. That's why it is called as modem. Just break it in two parts, modulator and demodulator. Okay, I will erase this. This is just a way that you will remember what is the function of a modem. What it does, it basically converts a digital signal into analog, okay, and vice versa. So if you know about it, or if you don't know also, then also it's okay. Like basically computer, the modulator, what it does, it converts digital data into analog data when the data is being sent by the computer. Like if we are sending something from computer, you must be knowing that computer knows which type of data or which type of data is there in computer. Computer only knows 0 and 1, we know that, and it is digital type of data. Yes, it is digital type of data. So for sending anything from computer or for sending any data from computer, what we need to do is that we need to convert this digital data into analog data, and that process is known as modulator. Okay, that is known as modulator, and that is done by modem itself. And the work of demodulation or demodulator, that is converting from digital, the demodulator, what it does, it is converting analog data signals into digital data signals. Okay, when it is being received by the computer. So first what we were doing for in the modulation part, we were converting this computer, what the computer knows digital type of thing. So converting digital to analog type of signal. Analog is something like this, analog type of signal or data. And then what it does, it is the process is known as modulation or modulator. Okay, and then demodulation, converting analog data to digital data, that is demodulator. And both the purpose or both the functions are done by what? It is done by modem. Okay, So that's about modem. I hope now if anyone asks you that what is the main function of a modem, then you can tell them that yes, modem is basically for modulator. It works as modulator, that is converting the digital data to analog data. When that is done, when we are sending something from computer, okay, sent by computer, and if it is received to the computer, then which type of data computer needs. Just think like that. If you want to learn something, think it logically, that which type of data the computer needs. Computer needs digital type of data, so what we need to get it from there. So we will convert analog data to digital data. Okay, so that is known as demodulation. Okay, now types of modem. Okay, so the types of modem, there are basically three types of modem are there. That is, and that's also, these are the three types how the signals are transferred, or how the transmission media, sometimes also known as types of transmission media, like this is the way how the data are moving: simplex, half duplex and full duplex. I will just explain it, you can read the definition by your own. Simplex simply mean in one direction. If the data is moving from one direction, that is, if we need to send something from A to B, then it is not like that you can simultaneously send the data from B to A. You cannot do that. If A is sending, then B needs to stop, and it is always one direction. That is known as simplex. Half duplex means that if A means here in simplex, there is no scope that B can transfer the data from B to A. There is no scope of that. But in half duplex, we can do it. That is, if the data is being transferred from A, then we can also transfer the data from B to A. When the transfer is completed by A, then B can transfer it. That is, they cannot do it simultaneously, but after the completion of one task, the other one can be accomplished. Okay, it has the capacity to transfer data in both the direction, but only one at a time. Full duplex means simultaneously they can do. That is, if A is transferring, at the same time B can also transfer. I hope it is clear, and that's the very important thing that is asked in UGC also, and also in your basic any examination, any competitive examination. Okay, so that's also the type of modem. Okay, Ethernet card, that's very important device that, and that is also seen in your PC. Any PC, you can see that there is a card, or there is a port where you actually attach the Ethernet cable. That is, Ethernet card is also known as NIC. What is that? It is network interface card. That also, it is network interface card. That also contains your MAC address. Now, what is MAC address? It is media access control. That is the address of your PC. That is your personal computer. Okay. So it is also known as network interface card. I will show you the image, then you will understand. Basically, it's that it's there where wait, let me just show you so that you can understand how it looks. Here you can see this is the area where the NIC card is located. Here you can see this is the wait a second. Yeah, this is the area where we attach the wire, twisted cable. Okay, and this is the NIC card, and here only we have the MAC address. That is the personal address of the like computer PC address. Okay, we are going to see about all those things. We are the specific video will be there for IP address and MAC address. Okay, no need to worry about it. And I have just shown this image because we all have used this cable. We all have used for connecting the LAN or for transferring any data. This Ethernet, this is known as the Ethernet card or NIC card. Okay, so this is all about Ethernet card. What it does, what are the functions? Okay, it is a hardware component used by computers to connect to Ethernet LAN and communicate with other devices on the LAN. Okay, we know that the earliest Ethernet cards were external to the system. Like there were no like now we don't know, we don't even know that there is something called Ethernet card. But earlier, if we need to connect to a LAN or anything, then we need to buy it from the shop. We need to externally attach it. Okay, in modern computer system, it is internal hardware. We don't even know that there is something called Ethernet card. So yeah, that is now it is internal hardware. The NIC has RJ45 socket where the network cable is physically plugged in. So that's this RJ45 socket is the only here you can see this is RJ45 socket. Okay, yeah. So let's move to the next topic or next networking device, that is router. Okay, so let's start with the router. So if you have watched my earlier video, like in the second part, I have discussed all the topology network topology. There like I have already used this device router, where if you could remember, it was in ring topology. There every PC, every computer was attached with a router. Okay, so what it was doing there, it was actually working as a gateway. Okay, it was actually working as a gateway. It was checking that whether that specific data is for that computer or not, or that PC or not, and then it was just transferring that data. Okay, so this router is a network layer hardware. Now what is this network layer, you will ask this. So it is actually the OSI. We are going to see about all those OSI layers. There are total 7 layers. We are going to discuss each and everything in most probably in our next video. So not going much there, but I will tell you about what it is. So a router is a network layer hardware device that transmits data from one LAN to another if both networks support the same set of protocols. Now what does that mean? It basically means the most common thing that. So the here important point that is need to be focused here, or that makes different from any other networking device, is that it works on the same set of protocols. That means that any two device that follows these protocols, you can check out what is protocol. I will try that. I will make a specific video on this. It is basically, you can see that HTTP or TCP/IP, all these are protocols. Okay, transmission control protocol, internet provider, and then HTTP. You can see that these are the protocols. These are the set of protocols. If any two devices are having the same set of protocols, then only the router can connect them. Okay, so a router is typically connected to at least 2 LANs, because what is the main motive of using a router? It means that we actually need to connect 2 networks or 2 devices. So we need at least 2 LANs and the internet service provider from where the network is coming. Okay, so what are the things that is done by a router? It connects, as well as what it does, it provides network, works on the same protocol, same set of protocol. If the device is sorry for the bad handwriting, same set of the protocols, if any two devices having, then only it works. It receives its data in the form of packets. Okay, I'm going to tell this what is a packet, which are data frames. For now, just simply think that the data or any data, whatever it is being transferred, it is in the form of a packet or the collection of data. Okay, which are data frames with their destination address added. Okay, so whenever the router is receiving the data or the packets, I will call it from now, the packets, it is having the destination address added. That means that where it needs to go, okay, where it needs to be transferred, in which like the MAC address, okay, in which system it needs to be transferred, that destination address is added. Router also strengthens the signals before transmitting them. That means that if this signal is having any noise or if the signal is weak, then it can strengthen it. It can give more signal, more frequency, and like more power to that signal. That is why it is also called as a repeater. Okay, that's very important point. That is the purpose of repeater. That means that it strengthen the signal. Okay, so here the important thing to notice here is that, or it makes it different from bridge or any switch. Sorry, it is not related to switch, it is related to bridge. So the main difference between them is that we are going to see about bridge also. So here I have talked about the address, destination address. So here there are basically two types of address. IP address, you must have heard about it, IP address and MAC address. IP address is also known as the logical address. So the router is working on the logical address, or I will say it is working on the IP address. The destination address that is being added is the IP address, not the MAC address. In bridge, we are going to see about it. In bridge, it is working on the MAC address. Okay, and also the important part is that it is working on the network layer. So I'm going to tell about all the 7 layers. There I will tell you that what is network layer, what is the data link layer. Okay, so that's all. I hope now the motive of router, and also one thing, the name, what is the name? The name is router. So it actually does the purpose of routing. That is, it chooses the best routing path that is having less traffic. Okay, that is having less traffic, and that path is being used for transferring the data. Okay, for transmission of the data. Okay, so that's all for router. This is how the router looks somewhat. Okay, this is the LAN port, where the LAN cable are connected, and WAN. Okay, so moving further, routing table. So it is actually the basically a table that tells the destination, or the like the path to be followed. A router reads its routing table to decide the best available route. That I've already told you all, that whenever data is being transferred, okay, so it first checks all the possible routes or all the possible paths that can be used for transmission of the data. So the best available route the packet can take to reach its destination quickly and accurately. The routing table may be of these two types. Basically, there are two types of routing tables, static and dynamic. Static, as the name suggests, it is fixed for like small networks. Static routing table, the routes are fed manually. That is, the paths or the whatever the path that is to be followed, it is manually told or manually fed there. Okay, and there is no option in the router that they will decide by their own. Okay, so it is suitable only for small networks that have maximum of 2 or 3 routers. Okay, dynamic routing table, it is basically the router communication with other routers through protocols to determine which routes are free or which routes are best. Okay, this is suited for large networks where manual feeding may not be feasible due to large number of routers. Okay, so I hope now you are understanding that which one is best in which case. So if we have less number of routers, then we can go for static routing table. Next, the most important networking device, or the basic one, that is switch. But this switch is just very basic one. It is mainly used for connecting the device. Okay, a switch forwards each incoming packet. Okay, all the packets that are, or the data that are coming only to that port that provides access to the destination system. That is, here you can see that a switch is a network device that connects other devices to Ethernet networks through twisted pair cables. Okay, now you must be knowing that in a PC we have one Ethernet card. Okay, or Ethernet the port where we actually connect it. Okay, So for having more than one Ethernet networks, or if we want to join more, want to attach more Ethernet networks, then for that we can use switch. Okay, so it is not actually it is not going to check in which direction it needs to go, or to which computer PC it needs to go. So I will just try to explain it again so that it will be more easier to you. Now suppose this is a router. Okay, so a router is having the, like, suppose, wait a second, I will just there are some packets that are coming, and these are the devices that needs to get. Okay, so now here we need a specific type of route packet. Suppose I will name it 1, 2 and 1. Okay, now I need to send this one packet. First I'm just naming it one packet to computer 1. Then what I will do here, the router can check the address. Okay, suppose the address is 1, so can check the IP address, and then it will send it only to the computer 1. Okay, that's the difference. That is, router is actually focusing on the address part, but here switch, it doesn't bother about it. It simply transfer it to all the network, all the systems, all the devices. It doesn't bother about in which address it wants to go or not. Okay, so the switch maintains a list of network addresses of all the devices connected to it. It actually have the network addresses, but it doesn't consider that. On receiving a packet, it checks the destination address and transmits the packet to the correct port. Okay, so so now we are going to see about switch. So it is also very important networking device, but the only difference, or I can say that the drawback in switch is that it does not provide network. It only works as the connecting devices. It connects other devices to Ethernet network. Now what is in the Ethernet network? That I've already told you all that in a PC, okay, we have one Ethernet like NIC card. There is only one NIC card or any NIC port where actually we can connect the Ethernet cable or twisted pair cable, but if we need more than one Ethernet networks, if we want to connect with more than one Ethernet networks, then we can use switch. Now like what is it used for? It is used for connecting the devices. Okay, now it uses packet switching technique to receive, store and forward data packets on the network. Okay, so what it does, that it also collects the addresses of all the system, all the like where it needs to transfer. It have the list. Okay, there is a list just like the router. It also work like that. It checks where the specific packet needs to be transmitted, and then it is transmitted to that specific system or that specific device. Okay, so the switch maintains a list of network addresses of all the devices connected to it. On receiving a packet, as soon as the packet is received, it checks the destination address and transmits the packet to the correct port. Before forwarding, the packets are checked for collision and other network errors. That is, whether that path from where it is being transmitted, it is having any congestion or any other collision is there or network error is there. It is being checked in switch. The data is transmitted in full duplex mode, that is, in both the direction the data are moving. I hope the full duplex concept is clear to you. Data transmission speed in switches can be double that of other network devices like hubs used for networking. It is having more speed. You can see we are going to see about hub. Hub is after switch. I will tell you all. It's also like a switch, but the only thing is that it does not focuses on the address part. I can just tell you by the reference of switch only that in hub is also connecting the devices. I have also used this networking device in the previous video, if you remember. This is because switch shares its maximal speed with all the device connected to it. This helps in maintaining network speed even during high traffic. Okay, in fact, higher data speeds are achieved on networks through use of multiple switches. If we use multiple switches, we can have higher network speed. So now if someone will ask you that, no, actually that part we will focus at last. I will tell you the difference between, basically the difference between hub, switch and router. Where to use router, where to use switch, where to use hub. Okay. So here. I have already given the explanation. Now I hope if you have if you have listened so far, you must be knowing that where to use the router. The router also provide the ISP, that is, it also provide the network part. Routers are necessary for an internet connection. It provides the internet connection, while switches are only used for interconnecting the device. The main difference between router and switch. Homes and small offices needs router for internet access. We always need a router for providing internet, but most do not need networks. Need a network, then switch is used unless they require a large amount of Ethernet ports. Now, what is Ethernet ports? Like we already know that in a PC we have one Ethernet port. But if we want more than one Ethernet port, then what we need to go and buy for? We will buy a switch. Okay, switch for computer networks. Okay, however, large office networks and data centers with dozens or hundred of computers usually do require switches. Okay, so now we know the difference between router and switches. So guys, it takes a lot of effort to make a video. Please do like and subscribe, please. Okay, fine. Gateway. Now, as the name says, it works as like a gate. Okay. Now, what is a gate? What does it do? Suppose, let me just take a silly example. Suppose I don't want someone to come to my home. Okay, come into my house. Okay, what I do? I lock the door. Yeah, I do that. Just the same way gateway does. It blocks all the unnecessary data that we don't need. Okay, that we don't need to get entered to our host or anything like that. It is basically a software. Like it is a network device used to connect two or more dissimilar networks. Now that's very important. It works on dissimilar network. A gateway usually is a computer with multiple NICs, that is network interface cards, Ethernet port also known as, connected to different networks. Now different networks means what? That is, it can get connected with WAN, LAN, MAN, okay, any type of networks. A gateway can also be configured completely using software. Now it is actually a software. Here you can see, as network connects to a different network through gateways. Okay, we can connect with LAN, we can connect with WAN, we can connect with MAN. Okay, any type of network. Okay, are usually host or end. These gateways are usually hosts or endpoint of the network, the final point, the final system from where the networking is happening. Okay, there we have a gateway that blocks every unnecessary data or that actually checks what we require. Gateway uses packet switching technique to transmit data from one network to another. Okay, so it actually uses packet switching technique. In this way, it is similar to a router. We can always tell it as a router, but the only difference between router and gateway, here you can see, router was working for same protocol set. If you remember, I have told you all. But in gateway, we can work on dissimilar networks. Okay, can transmit data only over the network that use same protocol. Okay, but it does not follow that. Gateway doesn't bother about the protocol sets. Okay, fine. We are covered with so many networking devices. Here you can see this is the basic example. This is the second last networking device. After that, we are going to see about hub and bridge. Okay, Wi-Fi card I will not explain much. It's as simple as that. The examples are like a hotspot, the simple example, and I hope you must be knowing about it. What we do, we usually, when the daily data is exhaust, what we ask for? We ask our siblings to give the Wi-Fi or the hotspot. We usually ask for the hotspot. That's called the Wi-Fi card that we have in our system or in our mobile. Okay, that's the most common thing that we daily use. Okay, so I hope that's clear with everyone. You can read the definition. I hope that will be clear more. So that's now let's come to hub. Hub is similar to switch. I hope if the switch concept is clear, then it's very easy. Hub is the most common thing that we see. So hub is also an interconnecting device, does not provide the internet, but the only drawback or it is less, or it is not so preferable. Switch are more preferable. Why? Because the only thing is that it does not focuses on the address part. Like in switch, what we were doing, suppose the packets are coming to the switch, okay, and we are connected with system 1, system 2 and system 3. Now the data packets are coming. Suppose the packet is 1, 2 and 1. Suppose this is the address. This wants to go to system 1, this wants to go to system 2 and system 1. So now the packet 1 will only come to C1 because this switch is actually doing the filtration part. Packet 2 will come to C2 and then again packet 1 will come. Okay, I hope this is being clear. But in hub, what is happening? In hub, we are not focusing that part. All the packets are transferred to all the systems. The only thing is that the system need to check that what they need and what they don't need. Okay, so that's the difference between switch and hub. So hub is the most common networking device, and hubs cannot filter data, so data packets are sent to all connected device. In other words, collision domain of all hosts connected through hub remains 1. So that's which leads to inefficiencies and wastage. This is very important. Okay, fine. Bridge. Now we come to the last one. Bridge is very important. Like you can just recall it like a router. It seems like a router, focuses on the path. The same thing, the only difference is that MAC address. Now don't worry that what is MAC address and what is IP address. For now, just remember that MAC address is the physical address and IP address, okay? IP address is the logical address and bridge works on MAC address. That is, it works on the physical address of the system. A bridge operates at data link layer, and the difference between router and bridge is that if you will study the OSI the OSI layer, you will see there is application layer, data link layer and network layer. Router is working on network layer, whereas bridge is working on data link layer. A bridge is a repeater. Bridge is also as a repeater. I have also told this thing in router. It is also a repeater. But the only thing is that it is working on MAC address of source and destination. Okay? Then thus making 2-port device, and it has a single input and single output port. There is only one input and one output port, thus making it 2-port device. So it is having these drawbacks over the router. Like you can see that router, there were so many ports were there. So by this we come to the end of the video. I hope guys you liked it. And I know these videos are little bit time taking, but if you can if you will understand these little concepts now, then there will be no problem in the further videos. So that's why I'm taking the time. I'm trying to explain you all the concept, and please do guys, please like and subscribe. Thank you.